Hi, I'm Greta. At 62, I thought I'd seen it all. Decades of marriage, raising my daughter Morgan, and now enjoying my golden years with my book club and volunteer work. That was until last Thursday, when technology decided to throw a wrench into my peaceful existence. Morgan, honey, are you coming for dinner this Sunday? I'm making your favorite pot roast, I said into my phone, leaving a voicemail when she didn't answer. 10 minutes later, my phone pinged with a notification. Morgan had sent me a voice message. Unusual, since she typically just called back. I tapped play and put the phone to my ear. "Hey, baby," Morgan's voice came through, intimate and hushed. "Don't worry about coming home tonight. Mom thinks we're having dinner at her place on Sunday, so I told her you're working late all weekend on that hospital project. She totally bought it. I've booked us that cabin in the mountains. You know, the one with the hot tub where we can... Well, you remember last time. I've already packed your things, and don't worry about Alice calling. I told her you lost your phone and to contact me instead. God, I can't wait to get you alone for 3 whole days." The message cut off. My hand trembled as I lowered the phone. Morgan wasn't talking to her husband, Connor. She was talking to someone else. And she was using me, her own mother, as an alibi. I called my best friend, Patricia, immediately. "Pat, you won't believe what just happened," I said, my voice shaking. "Greta, what's wrong? You sound terrible. Morgan just sent me a voice message meant for someone who isn't Connor." "What? Are you absolutely sure?" "She called the person baby and talked about sneaking away to a cabin for the weekend. She's using me as an alibi, Pat. She told this person that Connor thinks they're having dinner at my place." "Oh my God," Patricia gasped. "What are you going to do? Are you going to confront her?" "I don't know yet. I'm in shock. Connor's been like a son to me for 15 years. They have 2 children together, for heaven's sake." "Does Connor suspect anything?" "I have no idea. But Morgan mentioned someone named Alice who might call him. Maybe she knows something?" "Alice? Isn't that Connor's sister? The one who moved to Seattle?" "Yes, that's right. Oh, Pat, this is awful. Should I tell Connor? Should I confront Morgan? I feel sick about this." "Take a breath, Greta," Patricia said firmly. "Before you do anything, you need more information. Maybe there's an explanation." "What possible explanation could there be? You didn't hear the message, Pat. It was crystal clear." "People make mistakes, Greta. Even Morgan. A mistake is forgetting an anniversary, not planning a romantic getaway with someone who isn't your husband," I snapped, then immediately regretted my tone. "I'm sorry, Pat. I'm just devastated." "I understand. Listen, why don't you come over? We can talk this through properly." "No, I need to think. And I need to find out who this person is. Morgan mentioned a hospital project. Connor doesn't work at a hospital." "That's right. He's in finance. So who would be working on a hospital project?" The doorbell rang, startling me. "Pat, someone's at the door. I'll call you back." I opened the door to find Daniel, my son-in-law's best friend and colleague, standing there with a folder. "Daniel? What are you doing here?" "Hey, Greta. Connor asked me to drop off these financial statements for you to sign. Something about the trust fund for the grandkids." Daniel, who worked as an architect, who had recently mentioned a new hospital wing project. "Daniel," I said slowly, "would you like to come in for coffee?" Daniel sat awkwardly at my kitchen table while I made coffee, my mind racing. Was he the one? He'd been Connor's best friend since college, best man at their wedding. "So, Daniel," I said casually, setting down his mug, "how's that hospital project coming along? Must be keeping you busy." He brightened immediately. "It's going great. We're ahead of schedule, actually. The new pediatric wing is really something special." "Working late hours?" I pressed. "Some nights, yeah, especially with the deadline coming up." "This weekend, too?" Daniel paused, coffee mug halfway to his lips. No, actually, I'm taking the weekend off, going up to my cabin in the mountains." My stomach clenched. "Oh? Alone, or—" His eyes shifted away from mine. "Just getting some peace and quiet. You know how it is. I nodded slowly, wondering if my face revealed the turmoil inside. Connor mentioned Alice might be trying to reach him. Have you spoken with her recently? Daniel's hand twitched, sloshing coffee onto the table. No, why would I? I mean, I haven't talked to Alice in months. I handed him a napkin, just wondering. She always liked you, you know. Look, Greta, Daniel said, suddenly standing. I should get going. Can you just sign these papers? I signed the documents mechanically, watching him fidget. Tell Connor I'll call him tomorrow, I said as Daniel headed for the door. Actually, he's, going to be in meetings all weekend. Hard to reach. I see. Well, enjoy your peaceful weekend. After Daniel left, I called Patricia back immediately. It's Daniel. Connor's best friend is having an affair with Morgan. Daniel, are you serious? How do you know? I explained the conversation, the hospital project, the cabin. That snake, Patricia exclaimed. What are you going to do? I'm going to call Alice. If Morgan told her to contact her instead of Connor, something's up. I found Alice's number and took a deep breath before dialing. Hello? Alice, it's Greta, Connor's mother-in-law. Greta, how nice to hear from you. Is everything okay? Actually, no. Alice, have you been trying to reach Connor recently? A pause. Yes, I've been trying to reach him all week about our parents' anniversary surprise, but his phone goes straight to voicemail. Morgan told me he lost it and to go through her instead. But that seemed odd. When did she tell you this? Monday, I think? Why? What's going on? Alice, I think something's happening between Morgan and Daniel. Daniel? Connor's Daniel? Her voice rose in disbelief. No way. He's like a brother to Connor. I just had an interesting conversation with him. He's going to a cabin in the mountains this weekend. Alone, supposedly. But that doesn't necessarily mean... Morgan accidentally sent me a voice message meant for someone else. She's planning a weekend getaway while telling me Connor is working late. Oh my God, Alice whispered. What should we do? Should we tell Connor? I need concrete proof first. Alice, does Connor have a tracking app on his phone? Yes, the whole family does. It's called Family Locate. He set it up after Morgan had that car accident last year. Can you access it? I'm on the family plan, so yes. Good. Let's see where everyone really is this weekend. Sunday evening found me sitting in my living room with Connor, Alice, and Patricia. The atmosphere was thick with tension as we waited. The tracking app open on Connor's tablet, showing Morgan and Daniel's location. The Silver Pine Cabin Resort, 3 hours north. I still can't believe this, Connor said, his voice hollow. 15 years of marriage. I'm so sorry, Connor, I said, reaching for his hand. No, I'm glad you told me, he responded, his jaw tight. Better to know the truth. The front door opened and we heard Morgan's voice. Hello? Mom? She walked into the living room and froze, her eyes darting from face to face before landing on Connor. What are you all doing here? She stammered. Hello, Morgan, Connor said, his voice eerily calm. How was your weekend? The cabin nice this time of year? All color drained from her face. Connor, I can explain. Save it. He cut her off, turning the tablet to show the tracking app. Silver Pine Cabins. You and Daniel. 3 days. Daniel appeared in the doorway behind Morgan, stopping short when he saw us all gathered. Oh, shit, he muttered. Daniel. Connor stood up slowly. My best friend. The best man at my wedding. Godfather to my children. Connor, man, listen. No, you listen. Connor's voice cracked with emotion. 15 years I've trusted you both. 15 years. It just happened, Morgan pleaded. We didn't mean for it to... Stop, I interrupted. Morgan, you deliberately planned this. You used me as an alibi. You lied to everyone, including Alice. Alice? Morgan looked confused. Then her eyes widened as she spotted Connor's sister. What are you doing here? Finding out what kind of sister-in-law I really have, Alice replied coldly. Please. Morgan's eyes filled with tears as she turned back to Connor. We can work through this. We can get counseling. I made a terrible mistake. A mistake? Connor laughed bitterly. A mistake is forgetting to pick up milk. This was a choice. Multiple choices day after day. Connor, please. Daniel stepped forward. We never wanted to hurt you. Connor's fist connected with Daniel's jaw so fast none of us saw it coming. Daniel stumbled backward, holding his face. Connor! Morgan screamed. That's assault, Patricia warned, standing up. Worth it, Connor growled, shaking his hand. Get out, I told Morgan and Daniel. Both of you, now. Mom, you can't be serious, Morgan protested. I've never been more serious in my life, I replied. You betrayed your husband. You lied to me. You used me. I raised you better than this. Greta, Daniel started. Don't you dare speak to me, I cut him off. I trusted you like family. What about the kids? Morgan asked desperately. They're at my parents' until tomorrow, Connor said. Focusing on the kids. The divorce papers were finalized last week. She winced. That was fast. Your behavior made it pretty straightforward for the judge, I said, keeping my voice neutral, especially after Daniel's wife found out and joined the proceedings. Sarah filed for divorce too? Yes, and she got everything, including the cabin, ironically enough. Morgan stared into her coffee. I've lost everything, Mom. My husband, my home, half my time with my children, even Daniel. Oh? Trouble in paradise? He ended things when the divorce started getting messy, said he needed space. She laughed bitterly. Funny how quickly passion disappears when there are consequences. What did you expect, Morgan? That everyone would just forgive and forget? I hoped. I don't know what I hoped. That Connor might give me another chance eventually. That's not happening. He's rebuilding his life. With someone else? She asked, looking pained. That's not your business anymore, I replied, though I knew Connor had recently started seeing a grief counselor he'd met through his therapy group. And what about us, Mom? Will you ever forgive me? I took a deep breath. I'm still processing everything, Morgan. You didn't just betray Connor. You betrayed our whole family. You used me to facilitate your affair. I know, she whispered. I hate myself for it. If I could take it all back. But you can't, I interrupted. Actions have consequences. So that's it? You're done with me? Her voice cracked. Patricia's words from our earlier conversation echoed in my mind. She's still your daughter, Greta, no matter what she did. I'm not done with you, Morgan. You're my daughter, but trust is earned, and you've got a long road ahead to rebuild it. I'll do anything, Mom. I promise. Start by taking responsibility. No more excuses or self-pity. And those community service hours the judge ordered? Take them seriously. She nodded eagerly. I will. I am. And Morgan? Never lie to me again. Never, she promised. As we parted ways outside the cafe, I spotted Connor across the street with the children, laughing as they walked toward the park. He saw me and gave a small wave, which I returned. Is that them? Morgan asked, her voice small. Yes, he's a good father. The best, she agreed, tears in her eyes. Do you think, someday, they'll understand why I did what I did? I looked at my daughter. Flawed, selfish, but still mine. Maybe someday they'll understand that people make terrible mistakes. But understanding doesn't erase consequences, Morgan. I know, Mom. I know that now. As I watched her walk away, I wondered if any of us would ever truly heal from the damage done. Trust, once broken, is like a shattered mirror. You can glue the pieces back together, but you'll always see the cracks. What would you do if someone you loved betrayed your trust? How far would you go to protect your family? Sometimes there are no easy answers, only difficult truths we must face together.